Curious Elixirs. I won something. I don't know. They sent me a big like pallet of Curious number 4, and I poured it, and I keep looking at it, and I realize that I'm like not calling attention to it, and I've never tried it. So I'm just gonna try it right now.
It looks like orange juice.
We're gonna go through it. So this, full disclosure, it's not supposed to taste like alcohol. It's supposed to be more of a mocktail, and it's supposed to have like adaptogens and other stuff to like relieve your stress. And it smells phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. It's got to be
better than the whiskey you had or the bourbon you had.
That bourbon was terrible. It's interesting. It's not bad. I'm not gonna drink the rest of that, but maybe another time I will. Shout out. Hey, yo.
What it do?
What it do, baby? Baby. Back for episode 40?
Yeah.
40 of the Who F'n Kneauxs podcast. Official podcast of just people. Degenerates everywhere. Treat their bodies like shit.
We're the official podcast of everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Curious folks everywhere.
Yeah.
What's on your mind, man? How you been?
Just tired today. That's all. Been good though, just life as usual.
Yeah.
Just chilling and whatever.
I feel that. Actually, this is a good, not a good transition.
Very uneventful. Sorry.
It brings up a good topic. No. It's funny. I flew out to Atlanta, which we'll get into in a minute. But I flew out to Atlanta this week. Treated my body like absolute dog shit. Probably made a fool of myself with my CEO. Shout out Brad. But in the midst of all that, what you just said happened a lot. Like the whole like, how you been, man? It's like, oh, I've been good, living the dream or whatever, whatever your plug in random comment here.
It's like people expect you to, especially it's hard for us because it's not even a week sometimes in between seeing each other. So it's like, how you been? Pretty much the same as the last 5 times you saw.
What do you want to hear?
Nothing big has happened.
I'm gonna start answering that type of stuff with like, well, how deep do you want me to get here? How have I been?
Terrible.
Do you really want to know? Listen, my daughter is almost 4, and she is just a fucking peach. She's a lot to handle. There's tax bills, and just go down this rabbit hole. And then nobody will ever ask you that question again. So, pro tip.
Yeah, I just got 2 hospital bills in the mail. What else you want to know about my life?
Yeah, it's fucking awful. But no, outside of that, it's shit. I mean, for myself, it's been a crazy week. A lot has happened in the sports world too, which we could probably talk about. I didn't come in. We always joke about like not coming in with topics at all. This week, I like legitimately did not write anything down. So anything we talk about today is just going to be something that comes off the dome, which whatever. Off the dome, by the way. Maybe that's a little foreshadow.
We said that in the last pod, too.
Did we?
Yeah.
There you go. Nobody knows what we're talking about except certain people out there. But yeah, it's been a crazy week. Flew out to Atlanta, and I think my first thought and the very first thing we can probably jump into here is baseball fun again?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Right?
It is.
It's I went to the Braves game. I've never been the Truist. It was beautiful. It was amazing. Experiencing the Battery, which I think they have the same exact name, same type of setup in Kansas City, which kind of threw me for a loop. I don't know why they would just absolutely copy someone else's stuff. Mercedes Benz. Must be an Atlanta thing. But no, it was beautiful, man, and it was crazy. Going in, I didn't have high expectations because I had always heard that Truist was in the middle of nowhere, and there just wasn't a lot going on out there. But I had never really talked to anybody more in depth. The Battery is beautiful, and there's like so much to do. So we're able to hang out, have drinks before the game, have drinks after the game. The ballpark is gorgeous, and the game moves fast.
Dude, you are in and out now.
Yeah,
like you used to have to plan your entire your day was going to the game. Like there was no what are we doing before, after. Now you're like, we go grab dinner or something afterwards, or like what's happening?
Yeah, and full disclosure, we didn't even stay the whole game because it was a blowout. I mean, the Braves just put it on the Red Sox the other night. I was so, it was a long day. It was a long day. I mentioned that I treated my body like absolute crap, and it's something that I am not proud of. I think we started drinking a little earlier in the day, and then had drinks before the game, drinks in the game, and it's just one of those things where you're hanging out with people and everybody's drinking, everybody's having a good time, and before I know it, I didn't realize. I was like, man, I've had a lot to drink. I need to go to bed. Like, it was one of those situations. But the end of the game is fuzzy for me. I might have stayed through the end. I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was going to say, I know I went to the hotel bar after. That's all I remember. And then fell into bed at some point. So,
yeah.
Whew.
What a day. Back to the game being fast and everything. I was listening to another podcast, and they had Jazz Chisholm on because this was when the season first started. He was promoting MLB The Show, and they asked him about like the new rules and stuff, and he was like, I guess it was about the time when everybody was complaining about the pitch clock and everything still, and he was like, I love it. He's like, I get to go to dinner afterwards. Like, shit is still open. He was like, I'm convinced that the only reason we changed this rule is so that the guys can go to dinner after the games.
I mean, it's a good rule change.
Yeah.
I was talking to another guy I work with, and we were just talking through like the changes that it has impacted. And obviously, I've talked to you about it before off of camera because we've never really talked about baseball on camera too much, which we'll get into it more. It's just never been relevant to me. But like the amount of runs that are being scored because of it, the amount of stolen bases, just all these different things. The games are taking like 2.5 hours on average now, which I worked in baseball. If you would have told me I could get through a game in 2.5 hours, I would have been ecstatic. Like, that's the average. So there's stuff finishing faster than that. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, they had a game where Sandy pitched maybe a month ago, and he had a complete game, like 2-hitter, and it was an hour and 45 minutes.
That's amazing.
Dude, that's not, like, that doesn't even make sense to me.
No.
Like, and it's funny you mention it because we were talking last night, me and my buddy, about you know how people do like the 30 parks in 30 days, kind of thing. We were like, that's got to be tough. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, if you get to like the Northeast, like if you go to New York, there's a realistic chance you could hit 2 games in a day now.
Yeah.
Like if you had a Yankees and Mets game in the same day, you 100% could go to 1 in the morning and 1 at night if it worked out that way.
Yeah.
I was like it's amazing how fast it is. And not even just that it's fast. Like it's fast paced in the game now. It's fun. There's scoring runs left and right.
Yeah.
Like every night there seems to be a 15-8 game, and I'm like, this is fantastic. I love it so much.
I do. There is a part of me, and I brought this up pregame the other day when we're having this conversation. There is a part of me that feels like, though, it's a rite of passage for like baseball fans to at least have to sit through one of those like just 22 inning like not horrible games, because 22 inning games is a lot of fun. It's just the next day you're like, holy shit, I should have slept. It's almost like a rite of passage, though, and you're probably not going to see that ever again, especially with the extra innings runners and like all that stuff. But
yeah, of all rule changes, like I've never liked that one. But I mean, I get it. I get you're trying to get out of there fast, but I love the 15-inning games.
Yeah,
like that's awesome.
Well, and I brought this up. I think, and people may know what I'm talking about when I say this. There was one game when I was younger. It was the first time I stayed up all night. It was the Seattle Mariners, I think Cleveland Indians game. And it went into like the 20 something, like 23rd inning or something like that, maybe 22nd, I don't know. But I was up because it was a West Coast game and it started late. I was up until like 2 or 3 a.m. watching this game, and I just stayed up after that. Watched ESPN. I was so jacked up about the game. Like the Mariners at that time were my favorite team, and I saw them go through the lineup so many times that I remembered the damn batting order. Like I knew it for years. I don't know it now. I just remember all the guys on the team. Like Joey Cora and Jay Buhner and like all these random ass names that you would never hear. But that was special for me. And like, you're not going to see that again, or at least I don't think you will.
No, well, so you say that last year, I want to say the Mariners in the playoffs had like a 16 inning game. If I remember right, it was long as shit. Like,
even I didn't watch playoffs at all last year. But
playoffs, they don't do the.
Okay.
So, or I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't think they do it for playoffs.
Okay.
So
You guys are going to watch as we talk baseball here, and even more into other things if we dive into rabbit holes. I'm learning the new game of it. Like I grew up playing baseball. Just for some backstory here, I grew up playing baseball. I loved baseball. It was my first love as far as sports go. I even played baseball in high school. And then for some reason, after getting out of school, I worked in baseball, and then I just I wanted nothing to do with it. Like, I don't watch. I understand it to a T, but like, it's not something that I've actively followed, and I'm starting to get back into it. So you're gonna watch me kind of relearn these random nuances and have fun with it.
I'm still learning the new rules, and like it's all I watch. My buddy. I was talking to him last night, or my cousin-in-law, and he's like, you watching the Nuggets? I was like, to be honest, I haven't watched a single second of playoff basketball. He was like, you're not a real sports fan. I was like, I'm not a real basketball fan. That is for sure.
Can we time out? Hold on. Calling someone like a not a real sports fan because he didn't want to watch a 30-point blowout.
It's funny because he was just joking. He was just fucking with me. But
okay.
I was like, I'm definitely not a real basketball fan. That's for sure. He was like, you at least see the score when you open the ESPN app. And I opened it and hit the homepage, and it's just baseball scores. I sent it to him. I was like, "No, this is my thing." And when the Knights play, it shows me hockey, and that's it. I was like, and then my last message to him was, he was like, "I love playoff atmosphere, any sport." I was like, "Is a 30-point blowout playoff atmosphere? Does that count?"
I don't know if you guys see me here. And we're gonna get back to that. But I don't know if you see me here, but I poured a drink. I entered an online contest. My wife does this stuff all the time. Does your wife enter online contests?
I don't know.
No,
if she does. She's never won.
I only know because I get tagged in all this random stuff. It's like tag a friend, this and that. My wife has won multiple. It's awesome. But I entered some random online contest at the height of like when I was trying non-alcoholic stuff, and I found this brand, Curious Elixirs. I won something. I don't know. They sent me a big like pallet of Curious number 4, and I poured it, and I keep looking at it, and I realize that I'm like not calling attention to it, and I've never tried it, so I'm just gonna try it right now.
It looks like orange juice.
We're gonna go through it. So this, full disclosure, it's not supposed to taste like alcohol. It's supposed to be more of a mocktail, and it's supposed to have like adaptogens and other stuff to like relieve your stress, and it smells phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. It's got to be
better than the whiskey you had or the bourbon you had.
That bourbon was terrible. It's interesting. It's not bad. I'm not going to drink the rest of that. But maybe another time I will. Shout out. Anyways, just wanted to do that real quick. Curious number 4, 0% alcohol, Curious Elixirs. It's got 6 grams of sugar. It tastes, that's what it is. It's got grapefruit in it. So it's very like, have you ever tasted grapefruit?
Yeah.
It's just like bitter.
Yeah.
It's very bitter. I don't know. Check it out. It's not that bad. Back to sports. I wanted to ask you, you mentioned like trying to do the 30 and 30 or whatever. How many stadiums have you been to so far?
We literally just, it's so funny. Like, this is the whole conversation
Well,
me and Aaron had last night. I've been to, all right, so you can help clarify this.
Okay.
4 baseball games, just 1. I've been to, okay, does being to both Rangers stadiums count as 2? It's 2 separate stadiums. They're literally right next to each other.
I mean, it counts as being to 2 stadiums, but I think if you're talking in terms of like doing the 30 stadiums or whatever, I don't think it counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I've been to both of those. I've been to, I don't know what it is now. It was Safeco, but for WrestleMania.
Okay.
So, I don't know how that works either.
I don't think that counts.
I don't think it does either. But I've been there, so there's that. And then that's it for major league stadiums. I don't think I've ever been to Houston, but I also wouldn't be surprised if my mom told me like when I was little we went to an Astros game.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know, just the 1, 2, 3. I don't know. However you want to count it.
I would be very intrigued to do the same. I would love to. I know that like I don't come across as a major baseball fan, but we've had this talk before. There's something very special about being in a major league ballpark, and I would definitely do the 30 stadium tour, whatever you want to call it.
It wouldn't be in 30 days.
No, it wouldn't be in 30 days. It would definitely stretch out. I've already been to, I think 4. I've been to the old ballpark in Arlington. I have been to obviously Truist now. I've been to Wrigley, which shout out Wrigley, my favorite so far.
So the same day you were at the Braves game, I saw your pictures from Truist. Aaron was in Chicago. He was sending me pictures from Wrigley.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is bullshit. I'm stuck at home doing nothing. Actually, I was at work at the time, and here you are at the Braves game.
I was
He's
technically
at Wrigley.
at work.
This is a bunch of bullshit right now.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. And then I've been to Baltimore, which is beautiful. Cool. So,
is there another one that's at the top of your list?
You got to go to Fenway. You got to go.
So that was my question last night. Was at the top of your list? Is it? There's not a ton of new baseball stadiums,
right?
So, like in the NFL, do you want to go to the cool stadiums, or do you want to do like the Lambeau, or do you want to do Atlanta, where it's like this brand new top of the line thing? So that's what I mean in baseball. Or is it like you got to go to Fenway because it's Fenway, or if you haven't been to the new Ranger Stadium, like you want to go see the new shit?
It's a little of both. I think for me, the way I look at it and the way I picked Fenway is because like there are certain ballparks that eventually aren't going to be there, and they're like the big nostalgic. But you would think that they're going to keep them up to date and like keep them in rotation. But like the old Yankee Stadium, I would have put up there as like a place I wanted to go, and like now it just there's no reason to go. Like, is it even there anymore? Or did they tear it down? I don't know.
I thought they teared it down.
Yeah. So it's not there, and I never went, and I would have loved to. The new one, I'm sure it's beautiful. I'd still love to go. It's New York. Why not? So Fenway would be at the top of the list because of the nostalgia, and because like I just want to say that I've been there before it's gone. Not that I think it's gonna be gone anytime soon. Like I assume they'll just keep updating that thing, kind of like the Superdome here. Like they're just gonna keep updating it until it falls apart.
Yo, I don't know when the last time you went to, like when you went to Wrigley was, but Aaron said like all the shit there is like modern.
It's weird. It's very odd. You can tell that it's an old ballpark, but it's like brand new at the same time. And it's also like very sectioned.
Yeah, he told me there's like a whole general admission section where you just like can go sit and buy. He said it's almost like a little league ballpark is kind of what it felt like being in there. Just like he said, if you look from the outfield, I don't know if he meant like distance wise or what.
Yeah.
But he said like from the outfield, it kind of just looked like it kind of felt like a little league ballpark.
I could see that. It's very interesting in the infield too. I don't know if we had box seats or whatever the hell you would consider them because of the way Wrigley's set up, but it was all just kind of open. Like you have sections, but it's just open and you just walk through and like I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't outside of like the classic ones like Fenway and really Fenway's like the last. Fenway and Wrigley are like the last classic ballparks left.
Yeah,
maybe Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, I would want to go to Dodger Stadium too.
And then
for sure.
I think I've heard a lot of cool shit about PNC,
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
So I'd like to go there. That'd be cool. And then I think San Francisco would be a fun one.
I think so too. I think the ballpark looks beautiful just being on the bay right there.
Yeah, being on the bay. Like it's all about the scenery around it for me.
I want to go to San Diego. Like that's just
with the whatever it is, like the hotel in left field. Like that's tight.
Yeah. And I've heard it's a great time. I don't know. I hear San Diego in general is just a really cool city.
Yeah, just all the ones that have like that unique feature to it. You know, it would be fun to go to. Miami would have been cool when they just built the new one and they had like the home run statue out there, and then they had the fish tanks lining the thing.
Do they still have that? They took it out?
No, when Jeter bought it, he took it all out.
Oh.
The home run sculpture is out front of the stadium now. But yeah, they took all. We had this conversation about why I hate Derek Jeter. He ruined the ballpark, number one. But that's a whole nother
story. Feels kind of on brand for a guy like Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter feels very just like stale.
Yeah, just blah.
Just like
that's why I had when he did his version of The Last Dance. Remember, he had like his thing. I had no interest in watching that. I was like, he seems like such a dull person. I have till this day I've never watched it. I was like, I have no idea. I don't worship Derek Jeter like a lot of baseball fans do. He was great, like obviously, but like you said, there's no personality to him, and I don't care.
Yeah.
About anything he has to say.
I don't either, to be completely honest. Speaking of baseball players we worshipped, we did just drop a new T-shirt line.
We did.
What are we calling it? Do we have a name for it?
We wanted to call it the steroid era, which it technically is. Yeah. Calling it the steroid era doesn't necessarily mean everybody in the shirt had
Yeah, I pushed away from that because as soon as we put Griffey on a shirt, I was like, we cannot call this anything steroid related. I will not have that associated with his name.
Yeah, but like I said, part of what made him special was he was like the best in in an era of people who took steroids and he didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, but the more like the shirts I have on the top of my mind, like to continue the line, it is a lot of steroid guys. So,
hell yeah.
Like you get the A-Rod and
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
We dropped Barry Bonds the other day.
Yeah.
We're going to get a class action law. Not a class. We're going to get a lawsuit soon. It's going to be like, sorry, guys, we'll pull all this.
We're either going to sell a bunch and do great or we're getting a cease and desist. So
they will never see us. It's fine.
Who cares?
But no, we do. We just dropped those. Those are fun. Those are a lot of fun. I know that Dave and I were randomly texting one day and like it just kind of came up and it was like, yes, do that now.
Yeah.
And they came out pretty cool. Shout out Dave for the design. But yeah, I don't know. I still haven't got the Griffey one. I'm definitely gonna cop that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna get too. The only reason I haven't is because I'm thinking of all the other ones I want to do.
Yeah.
And I kind of, in my head, I'd like to have at least one for every team. I think that would be cool. They're not hard to make. I just got to find a good player. Like, I don't want to just throw a player on there for the sake of having a pirate shirt. You know what I mean? Like,
fuck it.
I don't know.
Who played for the Pirates during that era? Who could we?
Fuck, I don't even know.
They weren't even relevant at the time. I don't even know.
There had to be somebody like a big name that we're just not.
I mean, Barry Bonds, but that was before.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even the Rangers, I don't know who I'd put.
Oh, I don't know if you could say like that they did steroid. Who's the guy? The guy that wrote the book. He played for the Rangers, didn't he? What the fuck was his name? The one that like peeled back the whole cover on the steroid.
Dude, I don't know.
Whatever. Somebody will call it out, and I'll feel stupid about it.
I don't know. I was thinking like Adrian Beltre, just because I like Adrian Beltre, but I don't even think he was a Ranger at the time.
No, I don't think so. I feel like he's more like recent than.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not steroid era, but I mean, he probably played during the steroid era.
Whatever. But no, so just specifically speaking about that era in general, like. We started this by saying, hey, is baseball fun again? Like, to me, that was the last time baseball was fun. So that's kind of why we developed that. We've also talked a lot about this offline about, like, the 98 Braves with that Morgan Wallen song, kind of bringing that into the picture. It came up a lot over this last week with people I was, like, hanging out with, 98 Braves, how stacked they were and just, like, how they only won one title. Like, it's kind of crazy.
It's more than just the new rules that baseball is fun again. Like, when's the last time you saw somebody online complain about a bat flip? Like that Wander Franco thing the other day. That came and went.
Yeah.
5 years.
Loved it.
3 years ago, that would have been, like he would have, like you said, he would have been thrown at the next pitch. Like
I was surprised he wasn't thrown.
Nobody cares anymore. Like
they shouldn't.
Dude, I'm all for unwritten rules are stupid. Show your personality. That was a stupid ass play. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Like, when you watch it in slow mo, he beat the guy out by like that much.
Yeah. Listen, I think I tweeted it. Like, I am totally fine with it. If you want to showboat, if you want to do fun stuff, great. Do it whenever you want.
Man.
But when you fail because of it, you're gonna catch some flack. Just be okay with both sides of it. That's all I want.
Yeah, I forget what I was listening to the other day, but they were talking about somebody, some like great player in the sport, and they asked him like, why you. Oh, it was Kobe talking about, one of the guys on the Lakers, one of the big names I can't think of, came down and took like a terrible three in transition.
Yeah.
And they interviewed Kobe about it afterwards, and they thought Kobe would be Kobe and be pissed off about it, and he's like, sometimes you got to test your greatness. Like, you think you're great, you got to see how great you are, and that's all that is. Like, that's somebody like Wander Franco is great.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, I know I can do this in my head. We got to try it and see if it works.
Let's see what happens.
And it's game like 50 for a team that's got a ridiculous record.
I'm also okay with that.
Yeah.
You're in game 50 of 100 and something game season. Have fun.
Yeah.
That one play is not going to derail your season.
Yeah. We've gone. And you know what? We spent a lot of time talking about baseball. This is shocking. It started with the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
In the off season, like you got to see like other countries really like that love baseball.
Yeah,
and they had like the Italians had a espresso machine in their fucking dugout. They had.
I love that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like when they were playing the games in Miami, you had like a lot of the like the Spanish countries playing there,
Yeah.
or the Hispanic countries playing there, and they had vuvuzelas and stuff in the stands, and like
I love that.
Dude, they were allowing them to bring instruments into the park, like the fans to bring instruments, and it was just like a party. You felt like the culture. So like that's kind of, it feels like it's kind of carried over into
Good.
this. You got the Padres are beating piñatas in the clubhouse after the game, and like I want to say it's the Giants they do a water funnel, like a beer funnel, but they just put water in it after they hit home runs. It's so cool.
Is it just water? No.
Who cares if it's not?
I don't care. Speaking of the Padres, you just reminded me. Did you see that clip the other day? I think it was Fernando Tatis, right? Is he the one that got hurt in a motorcycle accident? Who's the guy that got hurt? Who's the guy that got suspended for PEDs? Tatis, yeah. So right before that, he got hurt in multiple motorcycle accidents or something like that, right? Anyways, maybe this is not as prominent as I thought. I thought it was funny once I read through and figured out why.
I just forgot that happened because of the PED thing. That's the last thing on my mind with him.
So last year he gets hurt in a motorcycle accident and he went on the DL. And then obviously he was suspended. But one of his at bats this year. When he comes up to bat, he's doing his little warm ups. He's adjusting his bat. He's stepping up to the plate, and an ad pops up across the bottom of the screen, and it says, "Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call 1-800 blah blah blah." Like it's some attorney's thing, so and they ran it specifically when he came up to the plate, and I just thought it was hilarious.
That's so funny.
The amount of to in that type of situation, I'd love it. I'm there for it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of petty, how about some of the schedule announcements yesterday?
Yeah, that's an easy transition because I was going to get into that.
Some of them are really. I'm gonna be honest. The Saints one was kind of weak.
I didn't like it.
Me either. I didn't like that at all. You don't have to do that whole production like that. I saw John tweet about it this morning that so the Titans apparently had two. They had the one that everybody's seen.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was a full-on production.
Yeah, I saw the other one.
And
the other one had celebrities and shit in it.
Yeah, he said that one only had 700 retweets, whereas the little quick one they made on TikTok where they're just walking around asking people is the one that went viral.
Because the quick one on TikTok was funny.
Yeah. But that was the best one for sure. But the pettiness of who was it? The Chargers had their anime one, and for the Lions they just put up if you have a gambling problem, call whatever.
I haven't seen a lot of these. I tried to watch a few of them, and I just didn't like a lot of them. The Titans one was funny.
Yeah.
There was one more that was funny. I didn't see the Chargers. Was it the Cardinals? Was the Cardinals funny?
The Cardinals just did the pictures, the team, and then the a song that related to it, which was
that's why it was funny. Those were funny.
The ones that are just the side by side picture is hilarious.
Yeah.
The Falcons actually wasn't too bad. They did teams as shoes, and they had the Saints as a pair of black G-Nikes.
What they don't know is they're not wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not a good thing for them.
Right. Yeah, those were good. But
tell me you know nothing about New Orleans culture. No, that's funny. I saw the Kansas City one. I saw the Saints one. I saw a few of them, and I was just like, these aren't funny. These aren't good. I don't like them, and I just stopped watching them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see all 32, but you end up seeing the ones that stand out.
Yeah.
Right? Honestly, the one you're going to remember is the Titans. That was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one the most. People should do more of that. I've always loved that content. Just going on the street, and there was other people that answered that stuff right. People like this, but you pick out the ones that are funny for content, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it spreads like wildfire.
Oh yeah. And you could the Saints could totally just go to Bourbon and.
Yeah.
God, would that be content?
Yeah. What was the dude, All Gas No Breaks, that used to go to random festivals? He was on Bourbon a lot. Quarter Confessions, I think was the name of it.
I don't even know.
See, I'm pulling out all these randoms. Devin.
Oh.
Devin. No, not. I mean, I'm not saying he's the same one, but Devin kind of made a name for himself originally too. With
I remember
he just went to Bourbon during Mardi Gras, and just interviewed people, and it was hilarious. It was great content.
Yeah, just natural reactions like that. Is the best. You don't need to go through all this stupid ass production.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What else we got? You want to talk NBA playoffs? You want to talk
We could try.
potential?
Like, honest to God, this is like that's not an exaggeration. I have not seen a single second outside of like highlights.
Yeah.
I have not watched a single second of NBA playoffs. I just don't care about basketball like that. Outside of the Pels, I just don't care.
Well, in the Eastern Conference, you have the Heat, who are an 8th seed that are somehow running through things. Although people say they had easy matchups, I guess they're not running through things. They're in a tough series now. You have the Sixers Celtics that are going to Game 7, I think, and then on the Western side, you had the Nuggets who just beat the Suns, which was just destroyed them. Now Chris Paul wasn't there, DeAndre Ayton wasn't there. There's rumblings about what happens this offseason. Is Ayton going to be traded? Is Paul going to be traded? And then in the other game, you have LeBron James against his biggest worshiper, Draymond Green, and I think that's going to Game 7. I think or 6. I don't know. My take, I'm going to run through the list real quick. My take. I think it depends. Anthony Davis bumped his head. He might have a concussion. I have no idea. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because it is what it is. If Anthony Davis plays, I think the Lakers can win. Draymond looks different. He looks weird. It looks like he's just bowing to his sensei. Like it's just, I don't know what's happening there.
You know what's happening there.
It's weird.
You know what he's trying to do.
It's so weird. Obviously, you got the Nuggets who just won. And then on the other side, I think I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm taking Celtics. People might not like that. And I'm taking Miami. If Miami, I don't even know that Miami series. I need to look at that. But, that's where I'm at. I'm going to leave it at that.
3-2 also. I only know that because of the Levitard show.
Okay, there you go.
I can't believe Miami made it this far. That would be, thinking of their roster, because Tyler Herro's not playing.
Right.
If they made it to the finals, that would have to be like the worst roster to make it to the finals since like LeBron's Cavs that I can think of.
See, now you're gonna make me look up the roster.
Just off the top of my head, like, dude, they got like Gabe Vincent playing real minutes. Kevin Love in the year of our Lord 2023.
Kevin Love is a phenomenal role player. Okay, you get him on as a spacer and a rebounder. You got Bam Adebayo. You don't like Bam, huh? You don't like Bam.
You're right. During the regular season,
Kyle Lowry.
He's
Max Strus. He's playing like big minutes.
Kyle Lowry is a shell of himself.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at this roster. It's like
it's bad, man. It is just Jimmy Butler.
It's not deep at all. I'll tell you that. I mean, you got Jimmy Butler. You got Bam if you like him. You got Kevin Love, who's giving you quality minutes. I guarantee it. And Kyle Lowry is just so hit or miss right now.
Oladipo's out.
Yeah. Is Duncan Robinson even playing? Has he played since he got paid?
He's playing, but I don't know if he's.
I haven't watched their series at all.
Well.
I've just been surprised that they're just rolling through things.
It's just Jimmy. Like, playoff, that's a real thing. Like, dude is unbelievable in the playoffs.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see Jimmy Butler get a ring. I'd also like to see. I'm with you that the Celtics probably get through that series, but to see Jimmy versus the Sixers would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I would love that. That might get me to watch just for Jimmy and his antics.
Well, the antics are coming anyway, so it doesn't matter. Jimmy Butler is one of my – I think bubble Jimmy Butler is really what got me into – I liked him already, but like the stories that came out of the bubble of him, whether you believe him or not, the coffee is for closers, his charisma with that, his like whole cowboy shtick. I was like, what the hell is going on with this dude? And then whether we believe the other story or not with Rachel Nichols, that's also hilarious.
I like the one that it's been popping up on my timeline a lot lately. With him at the Timberwolves practice.
Oh yeah.
With Jeff Teague and them. He said he ran through the scrimmage and like tore everybody up. He took his jumpsuit off and he had the Minnesota logo cut out and it just had a big hole in his shirt. Yeah. There's that. My favorite thing about Jimmy Butler though was this year in the offseason when he grew his hair out.
Yeah.
Just so that when they had to show his pictures all year, he had the dreads. That's the best. That is the best thing I've seen a player do in a long time.
It's pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
You got to give him credit for that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bo Jackson's had hiccups since July. Did you see that?
I feel like I saw that somewhere. That can't be like healthy, right? Like
no, he said he's having some kind of procedure done. I didn't like read the whole thing, but it was a real quote. I had to make sure it was real. Are there how many things worse in life are there than having hiccups for 8 months, 9 months? That is a hell. That is a special hell. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even want to laugh at it because it's probably something serious. But
It feels serious. That's what I was
at
wondering.
the same time,
I don't know. Trying to think just off the top of my head, I guess people with like emphysema, like if you can't breathe, but it's probably similar because you got hiccups. You're like, I don't know.
if you had
Um,
COVID and lost your taste and smell,
That'd be
would
tough.
you rather that or to have hiccups for 9 months?
I don't know. I feel like I want to go taste and smell, and that also feels terrible.
As in you'd prefer that?
I'd prefer to lose that as opposed to like having hiccups.
That's tough, man, because you're a big food guy.
Yeah, but you know what? I would just be healthy at that point because then I'm just eating to survive.
That's true. This is true.
I mean, yes, I'm losing some of the joys of my life.
Man, hiccups for not like that. That feels like what I just said, like one of them random questions where somebody's like, "Would you rather this or would you rather that?" And it's two ridiculous hypotheticals.
Either or.
Like, oh man, prayers up for Bo Jackson. That sucks.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they don't know Bo.
Completely. I don't know.
Jeez. Well, he's trying to show us all up, man. He was the best at everything, so he's got to be the best at surviving random, nuanced. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, I don't
Let me
know if
stop.
it's life threatening or anything, but yeah, no, that seems awful.
What else we got? Let's see. I had some stuff written
I
down.
had 2 topics written down. I have no idea where they came from.
What was the other one? What you got?
I had first world problems written down.
Okay.
The problem is these things come into my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, this would be a cool topic. And then I write down first world problems. And I have no idea why I wrote it down. Like, what caused me to think of that? I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's that. What was the other one? The other one was, the other one, most stressful things in life. Don't know. It had to be something small.
How much time we got left? There's something I
You
can
got as
talk
much
about.
time as you want. Go ahead.
All right.
We got that.
So thinking through stressful things
Sweating
in
my
life.
ass off out here.
I'm
but
gonna change gears here. It's not gonna get deep. This is gonna be different. It's not gonna be funny, or I guess it could be. I was thinking through after this last week, being in Atlanta, being away from my daughter. You're away for a day, and you're like, man, you're kind of you miss your family and this and that, and like you worry about all these things, and then you get home and then your daughter may be misbehaving or your wife's bothering you, and then all of a sudden you're stressed again, and like I go in and out of all these thoughts, and I was kind of like reminiscing yesterday because I was stressed, man. Like I was frustrated. My daughter was not listening. I felt like my wife wasn't doing the things I expected of her, and I'm just sitting back, and I don't know if this is like a first world problem or most stress or whatever, but I think I was driving to the gym, and I was trying to just look for that release, right? And I started thinking through like how grateful I am for other things. Like I was looking for ways to like push that to the side and just like look for the silver lining because I do that a lot. So I started thinking of things I was grateful for, and I was like, man, like, if you'd have told me 10 years ago that I'd live in this house, or that I'd have this wife, or that I'd have this beautiful daughter, or like, how smart she is, or my son who's like got the best heart in the world, like just all these things. I told that story last week about like how sweet he was with the homeless guy. So I don't know, like sometimes I think it's important to think through like gratitude and like things that you are grateful for, and make a list of them for yourself, or tell other people what you're grateful for to make them feel better. I don't really have an overall theme of this. I just started speaking because it was something I was thinking about yesterday, but I think it's important and something that we don't do enough as people, as humans, for ourselves or for other people, is just to have gratitude. That's it. That's my spiel.
No, I don't really have much to say to that. I agree with everything you said. Just yeah, man. It's you forget how good you have it sometimes, right? Like,
yeah.
Like when everybody's got like life problems, and I don't know, you go through yours, and that's something I always try to do. Like, you just take a step back and you think about like what your problems could be.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like, all right, man, like, is how I'm feeling, right? Like, is this worth it? Like, to be this upset about?
Right. And most of the time it's not.
No.
It's really not. Like, if you really just take a step back in the grand scheme of things and look at it, it's not. Or if you think of where you've come from, or something like that. Like we've talked, we've even talked on camera a little bit about like how we grew up or things like that, and just being where we are today in general. Like it's something that I never saw. You know, I didn't have a lock on my front door. My front of my house was missing a wall. We didn't have a sink in the kitchen. You know, now I live in this beautiful house in Mandeville doing family things, right? Like,
yeah, always. So, you know, I use Katrina as like a I don't know if motivational is the right word, but like anytime like something like rough happens, I'm like we thought life was over.
Yeah.
At that point, right? As a kid, you're like, fuck, I don't know what's
right.
next. So I use that a lot. I'm like, bro, we made it. Like I made it through that. Like I still have friends from Chalmette. Like my best friends from Chalmette are still close with me. Like, just fuck, you make it through whatever, man. Like,
you just figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? You just figure it out.
Like, you go through so much shit in life, and you realize. I try to tell people that, like, all the time. If I'm just trying to give somebody advice, like, man, like, think of all, like, yeah, you're going through something right now. Think about all the shit you've already been through.
Yeah.
And like you're here, and like your life is good. Like you're just going through something else. You're gonna make it through that too. Like it's whatever it is might suck in the moment, but like I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't have to go on that tangent. It was a thought I had.
I didn't expect to get deep today.
I thought it'd be cool to share, because, you know, like I said, I think people don't think about it enough. I think that's my main point. I know that we've kind of like jumping around, that we probably could have structured this. This was just kind of off the cuff.
I'm all about pushing positive vibes into the world whenever we can.
So that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, just be happy, man.
Take care of one another. I'm gonna start closing with the Jerry Springer every episode. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. How long have we been going? We could probably close it out.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna have to edit this in a house of I don't know how many people tonight. So yeah, let's.
Good luck. Outside of that, we do have some really cool stuff coming. Even stuff we haven't talked about here.
It's episode 40. We are 12 episodes away from a year's worth of episodes, and we haven't missed a shout out to us for a minute here.
Yeah,
we'd have been. You had COVID.
I did.
I had a kid.
Yeah.
Many vacations.
We made shit work.
Yeah, man.
I think we might have missed 1 week.
No, we've never missed a week.
Hell yeah.
I've missed a week, but we've put out an episode.
Every week.
Good.
Consistency, guys. Consistency. That's also a major shout out to, you know, a lot of the feedback we get. I've been starting to get a lot more feedback, and I appreciate every single one of you that text me, that say things about this episode or that episode, even though I think I said it last week. Like, I don't remember half the shit I said, and y'all text me about it, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't even know. And then I think about it, I'm like, oh.
I remember everything we say every episode.
I don't. I do not. I just say stuff, and then I keep moving, and then later I'm like,
it's only because I see the same part 100 times.
Yeah, I don't. I watch it sporadically. I watch the clips now. Which, however you watch us, however you listen to us, we appreciate it. The feedback we appreciate. So I definitely wanted to call that out. We do have a lot of cool stuff coming. He mentioned we're, you know, getting close to a year. Maybe we do something for a year, a celebration. But even outside of that, with the No, we have cool things. I mean, we've had people join, which you guys will start seeing some stuff come out sporadically with that. People writing, maybe people podcasting. Who knows? Maybe we have other podcasts that come.
Yeah, that may involve us, may not involve us.
Yeah, I don't know. But
if you want to have a podcast, like, reach out to us. I'm down to give people a platform to do what they want to do, because that's what it was for us.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if you want to pick our brains, or even if you want to brainstorm together, maybe you've already done this for a while and maybe you got feedback for us. I don't know, whatever it is.
We by no means think this is a perfect situation.
But yeah, happy to help, happy to do any of that. The No is growing. We are growing. It's because of you guys. And I wanted to call that out, like I said. And we're just excited that there's going to be plenty more to come. So follow us everywhere, though.
Hell yeah, man.
Like, comment, subscribe. YouTube subscribers, we appreciate you. More of you go do that. We're going to have some giveaways coming from the actual pod soon. We were talking about that the other day. Nothing concrete, but be on the lookout for it. And that's it. You can follow me at the Patty V.
at the Dave Rainey. Head over. Make sure you go to theknow.com. Get you a steroid era or make baseball great again. Whatever we're calling this line of shirts. Go get you one.
Yeah.
If you have a player you'd like, also let us know.
We can close it out with the dogs barking.
We were 2 minutes away from an uninterrupted pod.
We almost made it. Somebody's walking their dog, and it got crazy. So until next time, take care of yourselves.
Later.